Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the plot tour towards the end of February. I'm hoping everyone can hear me. I can hardly speak because I'm so cold, because it's been quite windy. This is the tail end of Storm Dennis, and a brief break in the rainy weather, and I've just come down to see how things are. And as usual at this time of the year, the early rhubarb is looking fantastic on our windswept plot. Wallflowers are doing their thing. There's signs of budding going on there, as is on the Tabery. And things have been reworked with the rhubarb shifted back there and one of the big crowns removed. It's certainly very saturated on the plot today. There's been a fair bit of flooding in the region and pretty much across the country. Since the last video, the garlic has put on a few more millimeters of growth. And there's beds just waiting there. This front bed's going to have the two wigwams of beans this year. I think we were discussing about possibly putting in some kind of cover crop or something before that. And we've got some lovely big buds. This is the bath that's going to have carrots in it this year. It's just got some manure right down at the bottom for them to get their roots down into, but everything else up top is fairly nutrient free, and that's going to be topped up at one point. And I think I have discovered that the bath is actually becoming a proper bath here. It's, the plug isn't in, but it's filling up, so I strongly suspected that just having one outlet, the old plug hole, was possibly going to get clogged up, and there's always the risk with these old baths and on an allotment that they end up not actually draining away the moisture. Right, so the cabbages are done. Those two that are left are blowing, and that's the tail ends of things here. It's just basically stuff that's rotting in the ground as we're waiting for the new season, but just leaving a living root in the ground just to keep the soil biology ticking over. Then we've got some cover crops and the garlic. There's several varieties there. And here's the peach, and thank you for the person who has given me some hints and tips in my last video about pruning fruit this time of year, or not at this time of year, depending on what it is. And I think the peach is certainly, as a stone fruit, is going to be later on, but it's got an awful lot of sort of late autumn growth that needs to come away. Coming around to the shed and corral area. And there is the rhubarb that I put at the back there. It's putting on some growth. And there's some tulips down here that are taking their time. And we've got some daffodils here that are actually nearly about to flower. And so the membrane and stuff that around the compost bins, as you can see, is taking a bit of a battering, so I'm going to have to batten that back. Oh, and talking about batterings, yes, the rose arch is at a jaunty angle, so I'll need to do something about that. And everything's looking okay here, not much happening. Oh, there's some bulb life here, some wallflower life there. The pluot is just going nuts. In fact, if I can show you this, we've actually got some blossom on the pluot, and that's actually been there for a couple of weeks. Okay, so raspberries, strawberries, and plums. We've pretty much finished with the parsnips, although there's plenty still there in the ground. I imagine they're going to just rot there, and next year we'll just, or this year rather, we're not going to do as many. We're going to have more space for the sweet corn. That's just covered over, ready for onions going in. We've taken off the netting so that we've just revealed the sprouts and the kale there, just the pigeons can have their fill. So more residues, spinach there. So I have done the pruning on the apple trees, although there really wasn't much to do because it's their second year now. We'll see what happens this year in terms of their growth. Okay, just everything seems to be going okay here in the dahlia beds, and I literally cannot feel my fingers at this point. They're pretty much frozen onto the camera. It's cold, much colder than I was expecting. It's really just the wind chill, and I do hope that I'm actually audible. I may find that I upload this video with just me saying hello at the start, and then the music kicks in. Well, I hope everybody's keeping well, and they've survived the damp and stormy conditions, and I will be speaking to you in the next month. Bye for now.